Welcome you guys. Here's my second video on my paper, Why Light Pollution is Dangerous to Our Planet as a Whole. My name is Daniel Styles, and here I have a guest,
Casey Curillo,
part of Argo Studio. And let's start off, I like to stargaze. If I ever have the time, I'll be outside and I just start looking at the stars, constellation, and if I can catch meteor showers, that's a favorite thing. So people could say stargazing is like my favorite hobby. Well, people for years always used to just look at the night sky, and then while they staring, they always just come up with amazing stories. Different stories based on like Orion's belt or constellation with Leo or Virgo or certain things. There's like millions of them. And back then they had wonderful view of the sky, not as we have now. But now on certain nights you can go outside and you only see a few stars, and most of it just vanishing away. And also it also depends on the area, because if you're close to the city, most likely you're not going to see nothing. Such right, there is one goal though, only one goal that many people and stargazers and astronomers is at least trying to do, is reduce the effects of light pollution.
Ba 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 na na, ba 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 na na, oh ba ba ba.
So let's talk about light pollution.
Let's talk, my friend.
Alright, so light pollution is also known as luminous pollution. Some might not know that the effects of this luminous pollution can be serious and dangerous to our entire planet. According to the site Globe at Night, light pollution is excessive, misdirected light. It's our working definition. Too much of it can cause effects such as washout of starlight, as we discussed. Nobody likes that. Interference with astronomical research, which is important, arguably very important, and it can disrupt it. It's not good for anybody. And it can even disrupt ecosystems. So our animals, they don't know how to deal with it. Artificial light, it messes with the natural biology of our foliage and our animals. And effects such as these can really impact the entire planet on a global scale. So light pollution is not something to laugh at. It's really an important issue impacting us today.
Yes, especially how it's affecting our planet and all the life on it. Okay, I have a little short story. Well, long ago when I went back home, I decided to go outside and stargaze. Well, while I'm looking at the stars, I only saw and noticed only a few stars out. And it wasn't as, how can you say, wonderful like it used to. In the far, I can see this bright glow coming from a distance, blocking out many stars that I could see before. And that same glow caused many astronomers and stargazers just to miss out on the wonderful things the night sky offers, like meteor showers or just comets. This is just one of the three types of light pollution. And the three types of light pollution are light trespass, glare, and sky glow. Here I have my friend who's going to talk about light trespass.
Light trespass occurs when unwanted light enters one's property. A good example of unwanted light is light shining into a bedroom of a person trying to sleep. This can affect your body cycles. People who are dependent on natural body cycles called circadian rhythms and the production of melatonin. This is regulated by whether it's light or dark or day or night. This kind of regulates like your sleep cycle. And if you're exposed to light while sleeping, it could screw up your melatonin production. This can lead to many health effects for the human body, such as an increase in headaches, medically signs stress, increase in anxiety. It can cause improper spectral composition of light or mess up the way that people see certain colors.
Thank you, Dr. Banks. The next type of pollution we're going to talk about is the glare.
Alright, so the glare from unshielded lights is a serious health hazard. Glares can cause many dangerous effects to people, believe it or not. The light scatter in the eyes causes a loss of contrast, sometimes blinding a person temporarily and leading to things like unsafe driving and potentially hazardous situations.
So that's probably why you got the shades on, huh?
It's for protection, right? Come on.
That's smart, that's smart. Now, the last and but not least is our old friend, the Star Glow. Well, Star Glow, as we already know, is the glow that brightens up the night sky, causing many stars invisible, basically. And Star Glow comes from many lights and cars from big cities. So mostly light pollution just comes from like really big, large cities. And these lights bounce off clouds. When lights bounce off the clouds, it causes a bright reflection that destroys the visibility of the night sky. And how animals are affected by this, a good example are sea turtles. But when sea turtles are born, they have a natural instinct to go towards the sea. And when they go to the sea, they look at the moonlight. So the moonlight leads them to the sea. But when they're born, nowadays they get the moonlight confused with the sky glow, because it reflects and glow from distance, which causes some sea turtles to go the opposite direction and go walk onto oncoming traffic or just won't make it to the sea. And in conclusion, there's some steps we can take that can also help, reduce a little light pollution. It won't eliminate it all the way, but it'll help reduce it a little. And the first step is when you deal with very bright lights, shielding. Shielding light properly really helps.
Get your protection going.
And step 2, using light when you need it. Instead of constantly turning on lights when you don't need it, just use it when you really need it.
Like, no one wants to see in your windows and see your business. Like, I mean, that's do whatever you want. We don't want to know about it. Control yourself.
And step 3, use the amount that's required instead of wasting a lot.
I moved here from Seattle, and I can tell you right now, we are shining bright like the Space Needle at night, and everybody loves seeing that, but it doesn't need to be there. We got enough lights already. Coming in the Christmas season especially, be aware. Be aware.
NASA posted a picture, and you can see America just lighting up bright from space. It's just crazy.
That's true. I mean, everybody loves to see that. Everybody loves to see it. But really, when it's do you want to see a dead baby sea turtle and say hey, you know what? I lit my lights up. People could see me eating dinner in my house from the street. Was that really worth that dead sea turtle? When it's
I don't think anybody want to see dead baby sea turtles.
I
Well,
don't see it.
here's a video that help inspire people to move towards eliminating light pollution.
Hi, my name is Kevin Poe and I'm a Dark Ranger. Dark Rangers are a group of people that are sworn to heighten awareness about the spread of light pollution, to protect the night skies for astronomy, for ecological benefit, and for human health. All the artificial light that humanity creates, whether it's street lights or car lights or the burning of fuel at refineries, it all adds to an artificial amount of light in a nighttime world. And this makes it really hard for different kinds of nocturnal animals to survive. We have problems with migration of birds. We have problems with sea turtles. It's an ecological detriment to not be more careful with how much light we put into the nighttime world. Light pollution is pretty powerful stuff. It's just amazing how fragile darkness is. In a place like Bryce Canyon, they say that if you have no lights at all, you can see about 7,500 stars. But if you put up just one street light and you're anywhere near that light where you can see it, that number goes down to about 2,500 stars that are visible. We've been able to measure with some sophisticated computer equipment the light domes of Las Vegas or other big cities that extend over 200 miles, well beyond the curvature of the Earth. So light can be pretty powerful because darkness is so fragile. One of the first things that people are concerned about when we try to encourage them to be more careful with light is safety. And there's this what should we say, common sense notion that the more light you have, the safer you are. And fortunately, like most things in life, it's not been scientifically tested, or at least the science that has been done has not been correctly applied. There's a great study that was done a few years back outside of the main city of London, some of the neighborhoods where they were able to compare socio-political characteristics to find neighborhoods that were very, very similar one to the other. And they went around and doubled the amount of light in one particular neighborhood, leaving another one at the same amount for a control. And they found out that when they doubled the amount of light, they actually got a doubling in the amount of crime. So as they're interviewing the burglars and the muggers, one of the questions they were asking was, you know, hey, why were you guys hitting that one neighborhood so hard? And the answer, for the most part, was, well, we just felt a lot safer there because of all the extra light. When you keep your house brightly lit, you make the job of a burglar very easy.
One of the easiest things you could do would be to remember to close your blinds at night and trap your light inside where you're actually using it. Try it. You'd be surprised how much darker it keeps the outside world. The next thing you'd want to do is replace your outside lights with a full cutoff motion sensor lights, so that they only come on when you need them, and when they're on, they keep all that light pointed downward. Pretty soon your neighbors will notice, and once they hear how much you're saving on your power bill, they're going to follow your lead. Imagine what a lighting ordinance would do for a city like Los Angeles. Let's say they managed to reduce their lights pollution by 50%. Then suddenly, not only would they have Orion back, but they'd be able to see those dippers plainly, a sky almost as good as Yosemite National Park. I don't think this is an impossible dream. For this very summer, 2013, Paris, France will be implementing the first lighting ordinance of a multi-million population city. Isn't this something beautiful enough to fight for? If that seems like a future you'd be willing to strive for, to help make become a reality, then you too need to become a Dark Ranger.
Well, I want to give a special thanks to Argo Studio for helping with this project. We have
Casey Chiarello.
Thanks, Green.
Caitlin Lewis. Courtney Rouleau.
and this was my video on light pollution.